mentioned that yesterday was July 4th and I spent my day doing something. What did I do? Well, I spent my day hanging out with some friends, but before that, passing out flyers on the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP. I'm guessing if you've found my podcast, you're aware of this, but for those who are not aware of what the TPP is, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is a multinational trade agreement, so-called free trade agreement, being negotiated currently by 12 different nations, including the United States, New Zealand, Japan, Australia, the UK, I can't remember the rest of them. And it's been talked about for a couple of years now, at least for the entire Obama presidency, and it's another one of these real shitty agreements that they call free trade agreements and get people all confused about what free trade is or what the free market is or what the freed market could be, and further distract you. But really, it's just a corporate trade deal. That's all it is. I mean, this basically is going to allow the state and the corporate partners to become stronger, to ingrain their power further into basically a stronghold for tyranny. What this is going to do is going to allow all these nations to override national law, to allow their corporate partners to be free from lawsuits, to be free from basically any kind of negative outcomes for shitty actions they take. And the whole thing's being operated and negotiated in secret. We should start there. The whole thing's being negotiated in secret, so everything I'm telling you about it is only what I've learned from my research based off of leaked chapters that have come out through WikiLeaks. Somebody's been leaking various chapters, but they're all out of date. The chapters aren't current, so they only provide a glimpse into what the TPP might look like, not what it actually does look like presently. So yeah, there's the theory and the idea, the possibility that it could actually be better than what we're expecting, but that doesn't really pan out historically. And if you understand how governments and their corporate partners work, yeah, I don't think they're going to be getting any better for us, the people. It'll be getting better for them to help maintain their, their imagined authority and their corporate power, but not for the people. So all around, a real shitty deal, supposedly going to drive up medical costs. It's going to, as I said, create these international tribunals, supranational is what they are really called, that will have more authority than the individual nation states that are part of the deal. So you can see it's bad all around. Well, guess what? Last Monday, June 29th, Obama signed this bill known as the Fast Track Bill, which is actually called the Trade Promotion Authority, which basically is something that's existed in the past, and most presidents, I think all presidents the last 20 years at least, have had access to this fast track thing, and it's just something that's being brought back up now in the mid 2010s for the Obama age. And Obama wants the same authority. Basically what this allows is if the president has fast track authority, which now he does because it's been signed into law, it means that anytime that a deal, international trade deal, which there's so many of them being negotiated right now, TPP is only one of three. There's actually the TTIP, which deals with Europe, and there's the TISA, I can't remember, security agreement, something, but they're all bad for us, the people, the individual, the free mind, the free human, and good for the corporations and for their state partners. So Obama now has fast track authority, and what that does is that anytime a deal like the TPP is negotiated, which the negotiations should conclude by the end of this month, July, then the trade representatives bring that deal back to Congress and say, hey, this is what we came up with. And since Obama has fast track authority, this means that the Congress, our supposed representatives, cannot amend the bill, they cannot filibuster it, they cannot, debate it, whatever. It doesn't really matter. All they get is an up or down, yes or no vote. So when it comes back and says, hey, we're giving all this stuff to these corporate people, it's going to have all these negative things, they can look at it and we can bitch and complain and call them whatever, and the best they can do is say no. But overwhelmingly, Congress has already shown, the House of Representatives, the Senate, all of these people that are fighting for power have already shown, even the presidential candidates, have shown that they are in support of the TPP. So I'm not saying just give up and to be hopeless. No, that's never an option. But this is why I hit the streets and passed out information, flyers that we made yesterday to try to talk to people about it. Because I mean, I hate to talk about any topic that I can't really give you a solution for. And like I said, you can try to call your representatives and hope that they are going to pass along the message, or maybe they'll vote no. And yeah, maybe that will happen. That's, that's always a possibility, I guess, in some level. But I don't feel like that's the best use of my personal energy, so I'm going to hit the streets and try to talk to the average person and create a conversation. And sometimes that even feels inefficient or insufficient to my bigger goals, but I have to believe that there are still some things we can do, and ultimately you can live free now. Yes, we cannot, if this thing passes and it creates some international body that can basically override laws and come into this nation again, whether or not, whether we support this idea of a nation or not, they can come into this nation and do whatever the hell they want and have no repercussions for it. That is pretty fucked up, and that's pretty bad, and we can't go stop that, but we can communicate, we can spread the idea. Do not forget how important it is to propagate the message of freedom. That's something that we have to continue to do. We must continue to propagate the message of freedom regardless of how dark things may seem, because that's a big part of spreading these ideas, is not only building your freedom now and living it every single day and actualizing yourself, self-actualized, self-realized person, and living that as an example to resonate that that sort of message and that image out there, but you have to continue to propagate it. So this is an important part of it. I know it may seem simple, but sharing ideas on social media, creating flyers, putting up posters outside, putting propaganda out, they have their propaganda and their programming everywhere. We got to have ours as well.